Don't worry, you're in exactly the right spot. We're going to spend the next few minutes breaking this all down together.
Seriously, think of this as our own little study session. Forget that dry textbook stuff. We're going to walk through the key concepts one slide at a time so you can actually, get it. Ready? Let's dive in. First things first, let's make our web pages look good. We're talking about adding visuals, and for that, our most important tool is going to be the image tag.
So the image tag is basically you telling the browser, hey, put a picture right here. But, and this is the key part, it can't do anything by itself. It's an empty tag. That means it needs little helpers called attributes to do the real work.
And the number one most important attribute you need to know is SRC. It just stands for source. If you look at the code here, you can see SRC is pointing to a file called lotus.jpg. Just think of it like an address that tells the browser exactly where to find the image.
And boom, just like that, the browser follows the SRC path, finds lotus.jpg, and this is what you get. The code literally becomes the picture. It's that direct cause and effect that makes coding so satisfying, right? Okay, this slide is your new best friend. It's the perfect flashcard for this study session. It's got all the heavy hitters. SRC for the source file, height and widths to control the size, align for positioning, alt for that crucial backup text, and border if you want a simple frame. Trust me, you'll use these all the time. Now, let's zoom in on that alt attribute for just a second because it's so important. If for some reason the image link breaks, or if someone is using a screen reader, this is the text that describes what's supposed to be there. It's a total game changer for making your website work for everyone. All right, so we've got our image on the page. That's great. But what if we don't want it just sitting there all by its lonesome? Let's look at how we can use those attributes to tell it exactly where to go.
Hey, remember the align attribute from our little flashcard slide? Well, here it is out in the wild. You can see in the code, the first image tag has aligned to left, and the second one has aligned to right. That's us giving the browser direct orders on where to place these images.
And check out the result. So clean, right? It's a really professional-looking layout. The text just flows beautifully around the lotus on the left and the sunflower on the right. That one little attribute totally changes the whole feel of the page. Okay, to really hammer this idea home, just look at this comparison. On the left, align is equal to left makes all the text wrap neatly around the image. But on the right, when you use something like align is equal to middle, it only lines up a single line of text with the middle of the image. See? A tiny change in the code creates a totally different look. Awesome. Images? Mastered. Now let's switch gears. We're moving from making things look good to making things organized. It's time to structure our information using HTML lists. So basically, lists come in two main flavors. You've got your ordered lists, the OL tag, for when the sequence really matters, like steps in a recipe. And then you have unordered lists, the UL tag, which is your go-to for simple bullet points where order doesn't matter one bit. So let's break down this ordered list. The whole thing is wrapped in OL tags. Simple enough. Then each item inside the list gets its own LI tag. That just means list item. But did you spot that type equals A attribute in the code? That's our little clue that we're about to do some customizing. And there's the payoff. See? Because we use type equals A, the list is marked with A, B, and C instead of the usual 1, 2, 3. The big takeaway here is that you have control. You're not just stuck with the defaults. Okay, this is where lists get really interesting. We can actually customize them even more, and we can even combine them to create some really clear, structured layouts. This is where the power is. And it's not just ordered lists. You can change the style of unordered lists too. Instead of numbers, you get to choose your bullet point style. You can have a solid disk, a hollow circle, or a square. And again, all it takes is that simple little type attribute. All right, get ready. This is kind of the grand finale of our study session. We're going to take what we've learned and combine it by putting a list inside of another list. This is a super powerful technique called nesting. Take a close look at this code. We've got our main list for tourist places of India. But then inside the list item for hills, boom, there's an entirely new UL tag with its own list items tucked right inside. That's nesting in action. And this right here shows you why that's so cool. Look how clean and organized that is.
You've got your main category, and then you have these nice indented sub-items. This is exactly how you build outlines and structure complicated info on a web page. You just learned a fundamental web design skill.
Okay, let's do one final lightning-fast review. Image, with its key attribute source, is for all your pictures. OL is for your numbered lists. UL is for your bulleted lists. And LI is for every single item that goes in those lists. See, you've totally got this.
And that's it. We did it. We broke it all down. You went from just staring at a textbook page to really understanding how to structure a web page with both images and lists. So now the only question is, what's the first awesome thing you're going to go build? Thanks for studying with me.